Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. We're going to get through this. That's the
opportunity while I was there of being the accountant for Floyd Mayweather for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
And just unbelievable experiences when I was working with him. I mean, stories that I can share, stories there. There'd be 4 or 5 very expensive sports cars out front of our building and 20 people coming in and sitting down and going through the various items that we needed to, but always very flashy, very, very out there. You know, something that many people, it's public knowledge, not sharing anything that's not out there, but something many people don't realize is he suffered a lot through his life with depression. It's something that he's...
Floyd Mayweather Jr. appeared visibly emotional after reports surfaced claiming that investments linked to him, reportedly valued at nearly $600 million, had become the focus of an official investigation. The controversy gained attention shortly after Floyd publicly celebrated what he described as the purchase of 62 buildings in Manhattan, presenting the deal as proof of his growing success in real estate. However, the story quickly took an unexpected turn when questions were raised about the ownership of those properties. As scrutiny intensified, investigators reportedly expanded their review into other investments connected to Mayweather, placing additional assets and financial holdings under examination while they worked to determine the fact.
Making sure that the homeless situation is cleaned up. This is one of the ways that they're doing it, and it looks like there could be possibly lots of different ways to scam the system.
And Floyd Mayweather is a provocative and controversial figure, but I think this article may make people think about him.
According to the reports, assets estimated to be worth more than $600 million are currently under restriction, meaning they cannot be transferred, sold, or accessed until investigators complete their review of the ownership records. The entire controversy began after Floyd personally shared videos online celebrating what he described as a landmark Manhattan real estate acquisition. Speaking with confidence, he showcased the properties while presenting the deal as another major business achievement. The videos spread rapidly across social media, drawing widespread attention and sparking immediate reactions from supporters, critics, and media outlets alike.
Showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings.
The story quickly exploded beyond the boxing community as fans flooded the comment sections and major news outlets picked up the headline. The scale of the reported purchase instantly became one of the biggest talking points surrounding Mayweather's business career. However, once questions about the transaction surfaced, attention shifted toward publicly available ownership records. Those reports claimed the buildings were not listed under Floyd Mayweather's name, creating even more speculation and fueling a wave of debate over what had actually taken place behind the scenes.
Junior, there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings.
The fallout extended well beyond public criticism. According to the reports, the controversy prompted investigators to take a broader look at Floyd's financial dealings, expanding their review beyond the original Manhattan property claims. Additional assets reportedly became subject to restrictions while officials conducted a full examination of the available records. The situation drew even more attention because Mayweather has previously stated in interviews that real estate became one of his primary business focuses after retiring from professional boxing. If those financial resources remained tied up during the investigation, many believe it could temporarily affect the cash flow behind the high-profile lifestyle he has maintained for years.
In 36 months, of course, with one of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month. But
what investment is that?
Just in real estate.
Aggregate, got you.
And I'm heavy in real estate. I'm real heavy in real estate. Even though, I got my own liquid. If that means cash for those, I break it down in layman's terms. Even though
the timing made the situation even more dramatic because it reportedly unfolded while Floyd was pursuing one of the biggest business opportunities of his post-boxing career, an ambitious effort to acquire a stake in the NFL's New York Giants. Working alongside real estate investor Meir Orbach, Reports claimed the group hoped to purchase a 10% ownership share in the historic franchise. With the Giants valued at well over $7 billion, the proposal represented an enormous investment. Reports also suggested that approximately $200 million had been placed into escrow as part of the planned transaction, signaling the group's intention to move the deal forward.
Understood. And he just want to be treated fair.
Right.
And this is for any team that's watching right now. We'll make them a deal. If they sign AB and AB go through the whole season, no problems at all. And then they got to give us 20 million. But if he mess up, then we got to give them 20 million. So if any team want to match that, reach out.
Now that entire proposal appears to be surrounded by uncertainty. As questions continue to circulate regarding Floyd's financial situation, his reported business partner, Mayer Orbach, has remained largely reserved when asked about the project. Rather than addressing the speculation directly, he simply stated that he and his partners are always exploring different investment opportunities, including potential ownership in professional sports franchises, before declining to elaborate further. Under ordinary circumstances, such a response might not attract much attention. But considering everything happening around the investigation, many observers believe the silence has only fueled additional speculation about what may be taking place behind closed doors.
Like, over his lifetime, he's going to make $300 million off the deal. It just doesn't make sense, especially with the amount of power players in NYC who would have already bought those 62 units if it was so lucrative. The white guy would have easily bought those 62 units up. And this is where I think the bigger understanding comes in. Because if you don't know, the true owner is Black Spruce Management. Mayweather at most holds a minority ownership stake and likely through a financial vehicle with...
Naturally, that silence has only created even more speculation. If everything is moving forward as planned, why hasn't Mayer Orbach clearly stated whether Floyd Mayweather remains part of the proposed deal? Why avoid giving a direct answer if there is nothing unusual happening behind the scenes? At this point, nobody has a confirmed explanation. But the longer those questions remain unanswered, the more people begin to wonder whether something far more complicated is unfolding. Every day without clarification adds another layer of uncertainty, making the entire situation appear increasingly difficult to ignore.
You know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more. And in 99% of my...
The pressure surrounding Floyd's finances didn't begin with this investigation. Months earlier, promoter Eddie Hearn publicly questioned whether Mayweather's wealth matched the image he continued to project. Hearn explained, "I don't believe he has as much money as he claims. I'm not saying he's broke, but when you look at the amount he's spending and how frequently he's taking exhibition fights, it definitely makes you think." At the time, Floyd dismissed those remarks with a smile after watching the interview, joking that Hearn always likes to stir controversy. But with recent developments, those same comments are now being viewed in a very different light.
Carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff. It just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
for money?
But
I don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
I think he still needs the money.
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years.
the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you spend him...
Hearn isn't the only person raising concerns. Veteran boxing analyst Rick Glazer has also suggested that the rumors surrounding Floyd's finances shouldn't be dismissed so quickly. While he admitted it's still difficult to picture Mayweather facing serious financial problems, he emphasized that many of the reports are coming from sources with strong credibility. In Glazer's opinion, this appears to be much deeper than a simple misunderstanding or a public relations issue, and it could continue growing into a much larger problem. Then, as the speculation intensified, Floyd uploaded another promotional video, this time endorsing a little-known cryptocurrency project from Thailand. He encouraged fans to invest by offering incentives that included a live Zoom session with him and the project's founder, cashback rewards for qualifying investments, the chance to win one of his WBC championship belts, and even a private training session for one fortunate supporter.
It's the new wave. It's what everybody's doing. And I started, of course I started with boxing, but then of course now it's real estate. My real estate portfolio is crazy, but I'm truly blessed. I'm truly, truly blessed. And if cryptocurrency is the new wave.
No pain, no gain, no pain, no gain, no pain, no gain.
reputation so closely to an unfamiliar cryptocurrency project.
We're on television,
Many began
Floyd.
asking why he was
But I
offering
think it's
so many
necessary for
expensive
me to say,
incentives, including
damn.
cash rewards and personal experiences, simply to encourage relatively small investments. To critics, the campaign looked less like the love of the game and more like an attempt to generate money. Given everything happening around him, those concerns didn't seem unreasonable. Looking at the bigger picture, this no longer appears to be about one questionable social media post. Instead, it reflects a series of risky financial decisions, growing warning signs, and increasing questions about transparency. Publicly, Floyd continues presenting the image of limitless wealth, wearing luxury brands and displaying confidence. Behind the scenes, however, many believe that image may no longer be as solid as it appears.
Even heard his record
because of the drug of boxing. Just
also
like
money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any. Floyd,
are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's playing for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
The concerns don't stop there. Some believe there is still a possibility that additional assets could be frozen, more business partnerships could fall apart, and even more of Floyd's previous financial claims could come under scrutiny. Recently, attention also shifted toward Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Los Angeles, where employees reportedly walked off the job after claiming they had gone unpaid for several weeks. Their frustration quickly became public as they gathered outside the facility carrying protest signs and speaking to the media. One sign read, "The money team has no money," while another asked, "Hard work, dedication, then what?" Others displayed even stronger accusations, including references to labor exploitation and modern-day slavery. Their demonstration wasn't simply about attracting attention. It was a public statement from workers who believed they had exhausted every other option.
No, this for real. No. Hey. No pay!
Where's Money Mayweather? Hard work?
Dedication!
No pay!
Money Mayweather where?
I don't see you.
I don't see you. All of it. Everybody.
Rent won't wait. I got bills to pay.
According to reports from the Daily Mail, multiple employees claimed they had gone several weeks without receiving their wages. Those allegations involved trainers, front desk employees, and even management staff, many of whom said they received neither back pay nor meaningful communication from the company. Some admitted they were hesitant to speak publicly because they feared losing future employment opportunities or facing retaliation. Eventually, they decided remaining silent was no longer an option. One employee explained that when people aren't being paid, many still stay quiet because they worry employers have the power to intimidate, replace, or dismiss them whenever they choose. From their perspective, that is exactly what had happened inside Mayweather's gym, making the experience even more difficult because Floyd's name was attached to the business.
Paid late. It has completely affected my life. It has affected my mental health.
Another employee claimed the problems inside the gym had gone far beyond delayed paychecks. "We're out here because people deserve to know how we've been treated," the employee said. According to several staff members, they repeatedly tried to raise their concerns internally, only to feel ignored or brushed aside. Some even alleged that management instructed them not to bring these issues directly to Floyd if he happened to visit the facility. "He was here 2 weeks ago," one employee explained. "We've basically been silenced. I was told not to tell him anything. I couldn't even tell him the studio might be closing. Whether he actually knows what's happening or not, we honestly have no idea." Those claims have only fueled more questions about what is really happening behind the scenes.
Just given the name, but the more and more that I've been here since the beginning of 2024, just seeing the treatment of the staff has just really broken my heart. And also too, for all of the staff, I've offered discounted adjustments to $20. And having staff members tell me they can't afford to pay $20 for an adjustment because they're not getting paid just really took me back to say, wow, what's going on here? Still coming in every Monday, still adjusting the staff to make sure that they felt okay, they felt regulated, that their systems didn't feel so stressed.
According to people familiar with the situation, the Mayweather boxing and fitness location in Los Angeles may now be facing an uncertain future. Employees say this no longer feels like a temporary dispute, but something much more serious. Reports claim classes have been canceled, equipment has gone unused, and some members have even been advised to hold off on renewing their memberships until further notice. General Manager Samaria Baldwin also shared her experience, saying she joined the company believing in the brand, but quickly realized deeper issues existed. She explained that from her very first day in September 2023, she noticed major employment concerns and hoped she could help improve the situation. Instead, she says things continued to deteriorate. Baldwin claimed delayed or missing paychecks caused severe financial hardship, adding that the ongoing uncertainty dramatically affected both her career and personal life.
Promise a lot, and being who I am a protector, and I protect my team, and I've tried to protect their employment, and unfortunately now there's nothing for me to lose. We have lost everything. I've lost so much in this, not getting paid late. It has completely affected my life.
Another coach described how the situation allegedly affected far more than finances. According to the coach, the stress created by the uncertainty became emotionally overwhelming. Honestly, it's been heartbreaking, the coach said. Not being paid fairly or consistently takes a serious toll on your mental health. The coach also claimed the pressure extended into family life, explaining that the anxiety became so severe it even affected loved ones. My wife ended up in the hospital because of all the stress connected to this job, the coach alleged. There are so many things weighing on you every day, and it's difficult when you're working for such a well-known company while still worrying about whether you'll actually get paid.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm Frank. I was a coach here at Mayweather Boxing Fitness Hollywood, and honestly, it's been disheartening to go through everything we've been going through. We haven't been getting paid fairly. It messes with your mental health. We had to rely on a member that worked at Chick-fil-A that granted us some free Chick-fil-A cards, so we're all eating unhealthy meals to the point where we can't even go home and get some fresh fruit. We're not able to literally pay for our bills. The debt, it accumulated to the point where it messed.
As of now, Floyd Mayweather has not publicly addressed the reported employee walkout, the payroll dispute, or speculation surrounding the future of the Los Angeles gym. That silence has attracted additional attention because only weeks earlier he had been posting about major real estate investments and showcasing his luxurious lifestyle across social media. For employees who claim they have struggled to receive their wages, that contrast has only intensified frustration. Meanwhile, questions continue to circulate about how the Mayweather boxing and fitness business is structured. Some sources believe payroll responsibilities fall on franchise operators rather than Mayweather himself, while others argue that because the brand carries his name, many people will naturally associate any controversy with him regardless of who is legally responsible. As the discussion grows, criticism has also started coming from outside the organization.
Warren Buffett, that's in his 80s or 90s, that can still make a ton of money. The Waltons that own Walmart. Bill Gates can still make computers. But soon as someone black, when my career is over as far as me in a combat sport, as far as boxing, whatever, if I'm promoting on social media or I'm doing exhibitions, it's like, oh man, he's broke. No, it's not a crime for them to make money. They don't say anything about the guy.
Former world champion Amir Khan also weighed in during a recent interview, offering a blunt opinion on the controversy. It's sad, but karma has a way of catching up, Khan said. He criticized what he viewed as years of publicly displaying enormous wealth while many ordinary people continue facing financial struggles. Khan suggested that constantly showcasing luxury can eventually create negative public perception, especially when reports of business problems begin to surface. His comments reflect an opinion that has circulated throughout boxing for years. Floyd Mayweather built one of the sport's most recognizable brands around extravagant living, from private jets and designer jewelry to luxury cars, expensive watches, and public displays of cash. That larger-than-life image became part of his identity both inside and outside the ring.
It's RE&Co. Crazy company. Now, I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come to you guys a breakdown. Well, in the industry, you see a lot of people with this kind of watch, this kind of watch, and this kind of watch.
Because of that reputation, the recent controversy surrounding the Los Angeles gym has attracted significant attention. Even if supporters argue that Mayweather does not personally oversee the day-to-day operations of every franchise location, many believe his name remains closely tied to the brand's public image. If employees at a gym carrying the Mayweather name claim they have gone unpaid, those reports are likely to spread quickly and raise broader questions about the organization. The issue extends beyond a single location. If similar concerns were to emerge elsewhere, it could create even greater challenges for the franchise network and further intensify scrutiny surrounding the overall business.